Well, kia ora koutou katoa, nau mai, haere mai ki te tine hui, ko Jennifer Leaho. Great to see you all here and thank you for joining on what is a truly atrocious day in Ōtautahi, where I'm coming to you from today. And I suspect those of you who are in the Wellington area will be experiencing similar bad weather. But where I am, it's nice and warm. And I am lucky to be able to meet with you today and share with you some ideas around strategies for engaging online learners. I'd like us to settle the session and start together with a karakia. Feel free to join along where you are, anywhere in the motu. You'll see the words there in Te Reo Māori and in English. I'll read them out in Te Reo Māori, but you can see the explanations there of what I'm talking about. So, me karakia tātou, manawa mai te mauri te nuku, manawa mai te mauri rangi. Ko te mauri kai au, te mauri tipua, ka pakaru mai te pō. Kau mai te mauri, humi e, hui e, tae ki e. Just a quick promotion about Adult Community Education Aotearoa. If you're not a member, feel free to join up and have access to the things that I've written there, like National Conference, which is to be held in Ōtautahi this year in Christchurch, Festival of Adult Learning, and there's still lots of money available actually. Yes, money. If you would like funds to run a Festival of Adult Learning or an Adult Learners Week event this year, again, look on the website and you could run something in your little area in the country if you wanted to. I always do in Ōtautahi, and they're great events for bringing together people and celebrating learners, celebrating tutors and celebrating providers. So there's the website there, and do ask Viv or myself. Ko Aio, many of you have joined before, and welcome to those who haven't, and also welcome to those of you who look at the videos afterwards. I know that a number of people sign up to do that, so it's great to have you here. My background is a long time in the tertiary education sector, a lot of teaching here in Christchurch at the prisons with men and women, at the University of Canterbury, at ARA, the Institute of Technology, the Polytech, and at the moment I'm the Southern Manager for Ako Aotearoa, so that's the Centre for Tertiary Teaching Excellence. I also am, one day a week, this day, the ACE Teaching Standards Advisor for ACE Aotearoa. So if you'd like to know anything about those, again, please get in touch with me about those anytime. Our session today is session 3 for this year, and welcome back to those who have been to session 1 and 2. And it's about strategies for engaging online learners. And here's your chance now, because this is the slide that invites you in a way to connect with each other and with me through whakawhanaungatanga. And that is, if you could please write your name, your role, your location in the chat. It's always lovely to see who we have from across the country. Lovely to connect, even just briefly. So this is the content for the session today that I've designed. It's always a challenge for just 1 hour to share, but remember you can contact me afterwards if you would like to find out more. So we've already had a chance to connect with our opportunity and whakawhanaungatanga, the way to build those relationships. And shortly I'll invite you to share your experience about online learning. And then I'm going to share with you 4 groups of strategies, and they happen to be in the group numbers of 5, 7, 9, 12. So that's what that refers to. And then our final activity today is a reflection activity. And that question is going to be, so what will you try? Because in the strategies 5, 7, 9, 12, there are a number of things that may be new. They might not be new, but some of them may be new for you. So I'll be asking you, so what will you try? And then as we have at the end, there's a chance to do your online evaluation. So this session today is based on 2 ACE teaching standards. And remember this, the teaching standards remind us all how to be an effective tutor. So I find it a helpful list to just check in and make sure I'm doing what I say I'm doing and do what has been recognised for educators to be effective. So today is around trying as much as possible to design learning that's inclusive, has effective teaching approaches, resources, and technologies to help then with learning and assessment activities. And of course, it's 3.1. It's about successful strategies to engage and motivate learners. So that's what underpins the learning outcomes for today's session. This first activity today is inviting you to respond to a poll. Now, I'm very fortunate to have Viv, who's able to put the poll up now and invite you to vote. So you can vote for your preference. It's asking you the question there, how do you like to learn? And you can either answer face-to-face, online, or both. And then it also asks you the question, how do you like to teach? And again, you have the question there, the response rather there, face-to-face, online, or both. So thank you if you could put in your responses there, and then we'll get a sense of all of you today as to which of those types you prefer. And I'm going to share the results with you now. So there you can see it there. A lot of people like face-to-face learning. Not many people, in fact, none at this stage, sadly, like online learning. Right, it's interesting. But it looks like quite a number of you, the highest number of you that like both, actually, face-to-face and online. So it's not always a preference. And yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? Sadly, it's the same. We all prefer face to face. No one is preferring online, but some of us are liking both as well. So I just wanted to get a sense of that because I do feel still that people strongly like face to face. I guess it's been something we've had to adapt to, hasn't it, through COVID, that we've had to learn, we've had to work with online, and so some of us have got to know it, and enjoy it and become familiar with it, but it's still not a preference. So I just thought I'd test that out with all of you, and it does seem I had a feeling that might be the case, and I certainly agree with you too. So just thinking about online learning and the experiences that you've had, thinking for yourself about what you have done yourself to help engage learners online. So if you just have a think about what you've done, many of you have said you've had to learn online or you've had to teach online. Oh, no, you haven't said it, but I've surmised that you've had to teach online or you've been to something that's happened online. What do you think is the best way of engaging learners online? So if you haven't done it yourself, think about it from the point of view of you being the learner. Best thing to do is to take the pencil, the pen, and to write there what you want, what the answer there, beg your pardon, the answer to how you engage learners. And some of you are onto it already. If you put your cursor over the different faces, different icons on the side, you can see that there's a pen. Where the pen is, there's a pen, there's a highlighter, eraser, and colour as well, actually. And then there's a little sticky note too under the pen. So some of you might want to put in a sticky note. So have a go and try different colours there. I can see some fantastic answers there. I can see you're all having a go. So we'll have a little bit of time here to do that. It seems like breakout rooms are the most popular for engagement. There's lots in there. Thank you, everyone. Keep on going. And oh, I love that physical activity, a scavenger hunt. Yeah, I have had that as a learner. Was able to participate in that. So someone has put role play activities, use of photos. Photos are great on online. Fantastic. Time for discussion and sharing here in the breakout room. That's great. Thank you, Viv. Whiteboard like we're doing now. Online activities. Yeah. Discussion, think, pair, share. Oh, or lots of what I'm going to share with you. That's great. Interactive mixed media. Wow. Online and meeting appointments. Yeah, and a comment there. Prepare for it not to go all right the first time. Make it fun. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Learner input for organ content, not death by PowerPoint. Great. That's key, isn't it? That's why so many of you have put breakout rooms and interactive activities. Invite learners to talk. Yeah, that's a tough one because sometimes people don't want to, but it certainly helps if people have their camera on, I find, and their name there. So as I said, we'll finish the whiteboard, but I'm really impressed with all the things that you're currently doing. And please feel free to share these ideas next because we're going into breakout rooms. So you'll have more of time to talk it through yourself and do what some of you said is actually talk and not just listen to me. Right, so that was our whiteboard activity. Thanks, everyone. As I said to you just before, here's a chance for some breakout rooms now. And one of the activities for online work is to have a think and then to share. Often it's called think, pair, share, but I have the opportunity to break you into rooms that are more than two. So in your breakout rooms now, could you please talk about what you have tried? So similar activity to what we just did as a whole group on the whiteboard, but this time it's going to be just with the few people that you're working with. And then what is it that you like out of all of those activities? But also then I encourage you to talk about the challenges that you've had with online teaching or being an online learner. It certainly has been a work in progress, I've found for myself. And actually, I'm going to invite Viv, if you wouldn't mind sharing how it's been for you, please.
Kia ora koutou. I'm just going to quickly pin myself for those of you who can't see. So I'm Viv. I take care of the admin side of all these workshops. And since going online pretty hard and fast and during COVID, Ty and I had to do multiple crash courses on how to use all the different types of tools out there from Microsoft through to Google and Zoom and others, which, like you, before that, we didn't have a lot of experience with. So there was, a lot of learning done. Then over the times of presenting the workshops, what I found is that presenters like Jennifer and Tia Tahia, who you might know, who run our Te Reo workshops, obviously, like us, started off pretty basic and raw, but over the last, we're at 2025 now, 5 years, definitely have developed and evolved and got more main thing I see is confidence. Confidence grows within our facilitators online. And then with that confidence comes the use of adding in all these other tools, and it all starts to flow and work. Also, a lot of your feedback has helped us to develop a more seamless, I guess, structure for these. They're only 1 hour, which is not very long, and I really feel for our facilitators having to try and cram all this great information into such a short space of time so that you get the most out of it. But yes, we've tried them all. I like Zoom. It's the one that I'm most confident in and most familiar with. And yeah, we've had a few challenges when it comes to days like today. I sit and do my morning karakia, hoping and praying that this 1 hour my internet's on. For the rest of the day, it can do whatever it likes.
And we're very grateful to you, Viv. And I just think you're the expert here because you get to support and see so many of us facilitating. And I really admire the way you've tried so many techniques and you're so informed about what works and how to do things. And you're always up for a challenge too, which is great because you're going to, in fact, learn a new challenge today because when you go into your breakout rooms now, Viv is going to post the slide into your room. So that's some new learning, and I'm really appreciative for being able to work together on that. So you have an opportunity now in your breakout room to talk about those 3 questions and share with the other people there. So okay, so thanks everyone for your breakout rooms, and I was able to pop into a couple and find out what it was that you had tried and what you liked and what your challenges were. So thank you for having that discussion. If anyone would like to share anything now that you came up for you in those breakout rooms, please feel free to unmute and share with all of us. That will be great. Anyone have anything that they was really outstanding and they really want to share, particularly around the challenges?
I can share for the group.
Thank you, Judith.
Yes, Stephen and Vi. Yeah,
Yes,
I was with them. So within our group, Steve, actually his name is Rebo. Sorry, you may be looking for his name.
right.
All right. So Stephen and I are the ones mostly using online because Vi is using both face to face and online.
Yes,
So that means the 3 of us have tried different strategies, but the common ones are the use of whiteboard as well for the
right.
online one.
Yes,
And with Vi, because she's using face to face and she prefers face to face, she has
yes,
tried different approaches, just something that is very useful and appropriate for the face to face learning.
yes, yeah.
What do you like according to the 3 of us? Or mainly for Steve and myself, we like the online ones. We have gotten used and accustomed to the online ones, and both of us use the whiteboard as well.
Great.
And
Yeah,
Steven uses his favorite, which is he records. He gets to record the conversations, and then he still gets to edit them. But
oh,
yes, that is an experience that is also worth maybe following or approaching or maybe exploring. But if I mention his challenge, he said that it's time consuming. Right,
yes,
Steve?
yes,
Yes.
yeah,
And for Vi, she loves, as I said, she loves the face to face. She prefers
yeah,
face to face better. And for me, as I said, I think I have gotten used to the online one. I enjoy it,
yes,
and yeah, I get to engage more learners every time.
yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much, Judith. It was really lovely the way you included your group members. I was interested in Stephen's recording. I just wondered if you could say a little bit more about that, Stephen. What do you do exactly?
Yeah, sure. I mostly teach like academic writing, but also
Yes,
IELTS, and I
yes,
video recording our conversation.
yes,
That means the learner gets a record of it. Because if you're just sitting by with someone side by side, you think you're getting that, and they say, "Yeah, yeah, that's great," but how much do they remember? With a video
right.
recording, they can review. Also, I go back and I add some comments afterwards
Ah,
based
oh,
on what they seem to be getting or not getting, and then
yes,
send them the link for that video. So it is time consuming, but
yes.
it's so effective.
Yes, thank you so much, Stephen. That's great. I wasn't sure what that was about, but it's good to hear and nice to read some of the challenges in the chat too. Yes, at COVID time, not having space, having children around, and also losing students. I know what you mean. Those one students that feel like they can't continue. Internet connections for sure. Thanks, Lucy. People responding, yeah, they zone out, yeah, and not having enough time. Zoning out, I think, is a big one, isn't it? Sadly, that people just turn the camera off and do something else. Which I've been guilty of myself, but um, yeah, I try not to do that as a practice. Let's move on. So now I've got 4 slides to share with you some information. So excuse me if it's just me now reading to you. And all of these slides have the reference for them in the last slide. So I did some research myself around, so what are the hot tips? What are the best strategies for engaging adult learners online? And I was pleasantly surprised because so many of them talk about strategies that I use face to face. And so it doesn't need to be the big, scary, here are new strategies for online learning. And sometimes I imagined online learning has to be a different type of teacher and a different way of working. And whilst I prefer the engagement face to face, I'm also learning to enjoy and appreciate the online learning engagement and activity as well. So these ideas here, I think, are straightforward, but I found them reassuring because they're the sort of things that I try to do in teaching, regardless if it's online or face to face. So that's the ideas of real world examples, self reflection, encouraging learners to learn with each other, of course, making it relevant, giving choice for people where possible, of course, encouraging interaction, participation, where possible, trying to choose and do multimedia, different types of media. And sometimes we can do that with showing YouTube clips, perhaps you playing music on online. And encouraging regular feedback, again, something we do face to face. And importantly, as we all know as adult educators, the importance of fostering a sense of community. So these are the sorts of things we do very strongly face to face, but again, they're important online. So these are the first tips here, and then we have some more tips here. Here's 5 tips, again, to creating more engagement online. And again, it's a similar sort of thing, isn't it? It's talking about whakawhanaungatanga, it's talking about different modes. This time it adds in problem-based learning. So that's real life issues and thinking about how we can work with those and how we solve those. So posing a kind of problem for your learners. Blended learning, that may be possible, that some of the training, some of the um, sessions are face to face and some of them are online. And then, like we do when we teach online, we allow people to be self-directed. So we may give people websites that they can move to and read from, or we'll give them links to other places, or they do their own learning talking together. So there are our 5 tips, and we've had our 7 tips. Just was meant to be, yes, 5, 7. Then oh no, 5, 9. Here we go. We've gone different order, but we've got 7 tips now. Again, the reference is available for you. But here's 7 tips, again, to keep adult learners. So this is another site, and it's saying similar things again, keeping it relevant, having activities, that whole idea of creating community and collaboration, self-directed, visually stimulating. That one's new, isn't it? So for me, a very clear message there with online learning is to have good graphics, clear, bold graphics. The other thing this one mentioned, and I missed it before, but it was the idea of storytelling. So 7 tips is suggesting storytelling is a great way for engaging online. So again, all of these 7 tips, like the 9, like the 5 tips previously, I think are the sorts of things we do when we work face to face. But perhaps some of them we prioritize more when we are online. So my last slide of strategies today is this one, and this is our WELL virtual training activities and ideas. So I like this list here. I thought it had some great things, great tips here for online. And you can see that I've trialed some of these today with the help of Viv. I tried the icebreaker poll at the start, inviting you to answer a couple of questions. I've tried the brainstorm ideas on a virtual whiteboard. Again, you did a great job, and thanks for putting it in the chat, Viv. Thanks for that, so people can have it. We've had breakout rooms, and many of you are using those already. If I had more time, I would be doing a quiz, and certainly I know many of you engage with quizzes through Mentimeter or Kahoot. Again, that's something that I have learned to do more with online teaching. Number 5 is around scenario-based role playing. Again, you fed back that many of you, or someone already does role playing, and again, that is something that we could use with online learning, providing a scenario for people to engage with. Case studies and stories again are good. And then think, pair, share. I invited you to do that in your breakout room earlier as well, or in response to the chat. So it doesn't need to be just in pairs. As I said, it can be in groups too. Stories is a good one, isn't it? Because you can invite your learners to share relatable stories, as it says in number 8. So it's not only me sharing stories, and we had a lovely story from Viv today about her experience. And I think that really adds a lot when we hear from people about what it's been like for them. If we had more time, perhaps we could hear more stories, but it's lovely if some of you have put that in the chat already. Again, when I invited you to talk about what do you already do, some of you do have tried a scavenger hunt, and that may be something new you want to try again, trying a virtual scavenger hunt. So inviting people to find things where they are in their space and bringing it to the online learning screen, bringing it into the session. Number 10, I haven't tried this, but I guess it's similar to showing a YouTube clip, but actually doing an interview perhaps with a learner. Maybe it's a bit like what you were doing, Stephen, too, using technology, using video to record and then play back. And then, of course, number 11, occasionally we might have the opportunity for peers to learn from each other in breakout rooms. And then the last one there, which is also great to use, is a live question and answer session. So there are our strategies, our 5, 7, 9, 12 strategies. And there's some crossover, of course, some similarity, but I thought there were some great ideas there. And so what I'm interested is you talking and sharing soon about what it is that you will do that's different. So just to remind you that these are the techniques that I've tried today with the help of Viv, of course. So I tried a poll at the start. I've tried the whiteboard. I haven't used the whiteboard much, but I do like to try and do it with online learning. Breakout rooms I do use a lot because I know people enjoy talking with each other and sharing their experiences. I've invited you to write in the chat. We haven't done a quiz today. I was thinking I'd put one in, but I have invited you to ask questions. I've invited you to think, pair, share, or think and share. And then there's been a story from Viv and hopefully some stories from myself and some sharing from other people when you were in the breakout rooms. Anyway, your thoughts or your reflections, any questions? But importantly, I'm keen to ask you now, so what? What will you do that's different? Our last karakia, our closing karakia. Ko mitu a mātou mahi mō tēnei wā. Manakitia mai mātou katoa o mātou hoa. O mātou whānau. Aio ki te orangi. And peace to the universe, peace. And good weather to all of us in Aotearoa.